So guys, welcome back. The Flash is finally back with its 5-part crossover event Armageddon. We are going to review the first episode, which was titled Armageddon Part 1. The episode premieres with Despero showing up, threatening Flash and disappearing again. Then there is a time jump of 6 months, and then we see Barry and Caitlin walking down the streets, smiling and then entering jitters. And when they are having coffee, suddenly a news pops up about a train, and as we've seen in all the premiering episodes, Barry speeds off to save the train. His speed is seen off the charts as we saw in Season 4's first episode when he came out of the Speed Force. Caitlin also mentions afterwards that how powered up he was and how his speed raised the temperature of her coffee. Also, his test results show that he's more powerful than ever. Then the Royal Flush gang, which was previously seen in Arrow, is seen in this episode. Then comes Iris's first scene in Season 8. Kramer also shows up. She seems totally different than we used to know her before. After all, she's the opposite of what she used to stand for. She was against metas, and now she is a mimicking meta like the beautiful daughter of Alex and Kelly. I mean Esme in Supergirl. She also has an entire different perspective on metas now in comparison of what she had in mind before. Then we can see that it's the first podcast of Iris. She has also hired a bunch of reporters and has taken Central City Citizen to Central City Citizen Media. They say it as CC Citizen Media, which sounds great to me. Then comes Allegra. Iris informs her that she has been promoted and now she's an editor for CC Citizen Media. And then there's a scene of Barry and Iris in their apartment, and Barry is seen in a good mood with a pizza. They also mention Dion still treating Iris for time sickness and Bart and Nora visiting them from 2049 out of nowhere, despite we will not get to see Bart and Nora in this 5-episode crossover. Then suddenly Ray Palmer shows up at their apartment. On the other side, we can see that the Royal Flush gang is planning a heist in a casino. Also, their costumes look like pawns, black and white, annoyingly satisfying like how a comic villain should look like. After that, Barry shows up at the crime scene as a CSI, and he's figuring out how the heist should have gone. But as soon as Kramer shows up, Barry is concerned that Kramer might mimic his powers accidentally if she comes close to Barry, and it might no longer be a secret to Kramer that Barry is a speedster. They talk about the Royal Flush gang, and Barry mentions that when the OG Royal Flush gang struck first, he was in a coma. They are now all leveled up and way better than they were before. They also kidnap someone from Iron Heights to get the next job done, but their full plan is exposed when Barry reaches the checkpoint before them. On the other side, Allegra is trying to keep the new interns in check and also guides them on what articles should they work on. But the new journalists are egoistic and they don't want to listen to Allegra. They also think that they are better than Allegra, but later Allegra finally gets everything done and proves to be a worthy editor. Then we get a scene where Ray and Chester meets each other. Chester is really excited as he got to meet Ray Palmer. Then Ray mentions that he's here to find a balance in his life, as now he's no longer a legend. He also does not believe if he should start a company. However, he comes around with help of Chester on this topic later. They also mention Allegra leveling up by showing some flashbacks of how she used to be in Season 7. Then Flash faces the Royal Flush gang and he overthinks the thinker in the group, the psychic leader, and also we can see him flash timing around everyone and defeating them. Barry and Ray are seen at the convention center where Barry is feeling really great, and he also describes to Ray that how light he feels as the Flash and a CSI due to the development he has seen in himself recently. He also inspires Ray to invent something new, and then Iris comes and interviews Ray. Ray reveals he is ready to invent some new things. He also mentions that he will return with an answer next year. Indirectly, I think they are teasing Season 9 of The Flash, and also that Atom will return with it. Then Despero shows up and asks for the Flash. Despite he's from future, he still doesn't know the Flash's real identity. Then Flash and Atom shows up. Despero also seems to have psychic manipulation abilities, as Flash asks Iris where's Despero, and Iris ends up showing a wrong place. Despero also mentions that those who are good die easily, and points out that Flash will become evil in the future. Despite Despero is a villain, he looks really great because of the CGI as an alien. Barry also creates a speed mirage but at one point Despero shows Barry some flashes of future where he is evil and he's the reason of the destruction of Earth in near 10 years. We are also going to get some more time travel episodes this season. After they defeat Despero, he seems to disappear in air. Then Barry is seen in Star Labs taking the blame that maybe he will be the cause of destruction of Earth and maybe he's evil, but as we all know, Team Flash shows faith in him. Ray also shares his thoughts about identifying Despero's alien race to find his kryptonite to defeat him, and then Ray leaves and everyone becomes emotional. In the last scene, Barry shows up as the Flash to lure Despero out and show him that he's fearless, and he also reveals his identity to prove that he is not afraid of Despero. In return, Despero gives him 7 days to prove that he is not evil, and even if a glimpse of darkness is seen in Barry, he'll kill Barry. So Barry has to prevent himself from being an evil version of himself who creates Armageddon in the near future. So guys, if you enjoyed my video, please like, comment and share, and subscribe if you're new so you don't miss any other videos that I am going to post in the near future. Thank you.